I've told people like, go interview other agents, like at listing appointments. Like people said, like I've had clients ask me, why should I work with you? Why shouldn't I go with someone else? I'm like, go interview other agents. Like, I'm not going to have you sign this today. And I think when you do stuff like that, you actually give people real genuine help. I'm give value first, man. I think it's reverse engineering. What do people actually want to consume and really identifying your key audience.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a great Christmas. If you do Christmas, if not, almost Happy New Year. We've got Trenton. He is our Director of Technology for Church & Associates. He's a master user at Chime. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to him. And we've got Tommy. What's up, Tommy? This is like the third, fourth time we've interviewed you, either through Chime or Lab Code Agents. And you always impress us. That's why we keep on bringing you back. So welcome back.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about automation, man. What are you looking at right now with Chime to give to us so that we can take a lot of notes and implement? Where do we start with that?
Oh, man, Chime just keeps updating things like crazy, as you know, and just like the creative options are just absolutely limitless with this. I have a lot of stuff I'm like excited to try and do and work on here in the future. But some automation I've been testing out for a year now that I really want to like share with a lot of people. I've been working really hard on it. I've really mastered it. And that's this idea of like completely automating the buyer consultation process. I worked with a lot of Zillow leads and Realtor.com leads and just regular general leads. And if you don't do like a buyer consultation and get like that buyer agency agreement, I've noticed there's maybe like a 1 in 5 chance of them like being committed to working with you or converting with you. And I've been selling real estate for 7 years. So I like to think that I'm good at my job. Maybe I'm not, who knows, but I usually convert about you're good. Thank you. I usually convert about 1 in 5 people I show a house to. Now I think that's a decent number, but I wanted it to be higher. And one day I just got so frustrated losing people. I had this idea of like making this automated like buyer consultation. That's kind of what I'm calling it, where I then get them to sign a buyer agency agreement. Because one day I got really mad and I just started like making people sign buyer agency agreements right when I got to the house. Like, hey, you want to go inside? We got to sign this first. And they always signed it.
Did that work? Did that actually work?
It worked, I promise. Every single person signed it. I did it with about a dozen people. I just said, hey, per Washington state laws, I got to give you this pamphlet. This the law of real estate agency pamphlet, which is true. I don't have to have them sign anything, but I have to give them this pamphlet. And then here's this agreement stating that, I represent you. I have your best interest at heart. I can't disclose anything you say. Anyways, I turned that into a video where it does 3 things. So can I share my screen real quick? I've turned that into a video for when I get leads into the appointment set pipeline. So this whole section right here between my new lead, nurture, cold lead, warm lead, hot leads, these are all different stages on where the leads are that are going to trigger different smart plans that are just going to schedule the appointment. So different scenarios, different situations, I use the AI, I use, different indicators to send out different messaging. But once I get that appointment set with the lead, and this is either a buyer consultation or a showing appointment. 80% of them are showing appointments, but some of them are buyer consultations. I send them a video. Now, this is really cool. I'm going to pull up a test lead for the sake of not sharing everyone's personal information, because YouTube's flagged me like 20 times for doing that. And
no problem.
And I basically sent out the smart plan, appointment sets, and introduction video. Now, this is not really anything new. Everyone knows how to use smart plans. At least I would hope everyone knows how to use smart plans. Basically, I sent out this video. It's a really quick 3-minute video. I scripted every word, and it does 3 things. It tells them, hey, in about 2 minutes, I'm going to send you a current market update on the current housing market, which is this email here. And it takes them to a landing page where it's my most recent market video, my market update video. And then I throw in a how
That's
to buy a
cool.
house video. And then I also send them a text at the same time I send this email saying like, hey, before we look at houses, I just sent you 2 really important emails that you have to check out before we meet. Like if you don't meet, like if you don't watch them, like we can't meet. Literally everyone watches these videos. I tracked it all, you know, I use bomb gives you like a like. So like when people like watch the videos, they like it, it tells me. I cannot think of a single person who has not watched this video. I've been doing this for about a year now, testing this. Everyone watches this video. It's 3 minutes long. First thing, like I said, gives them the housing market up. I tell them I'm going to send them an updated housing market video. Second thing I tell them is, hey, this is what you can expect working with me. You know, I'm available, you know, or this is what I do as a realtor. So my services to you as a realtor is, you know, to be an expert negotiator, to not just show you homes. Like showing you homes is really only 2% of what I do. The other 98% of what I do is navigating contract law, representing you in the transaction the same way an attorney would represent you in court. I go over some scenarios, like once you find the perfect offer, I'm going to do a custom CMA report. Now they take me an hour or two. They don't, maybe they do, maybe they don't take me an hour or two, but I tell them they take me an hour or two to make. So I'm not going to do it for every single property, but once you're ready to make an offer, I'm going to make sure you don't overpay and make sure you're not taking advantage of by any sellers. For example, I just had a seller, you know, try it and replace the $5,000 refrigerator with a cheap $1,000 refrigerator. And they did it like right before closing. And, you know, I extended closing. I fought really hard to make sure they got that refrigerator back, you know, because they weren't allowed to steal that refrigerator. So it's my goal. And I use that as an example to, I'm going to make sure you're not taken advantage of here.
Yeah.
And then I go over the expectations on what it's like working with me, when you can call me. You know, I only work with 5 to 6 people at a time. So if you decide to go with another agent, just tell me. Like no hard feelings, just tell me. I then go over the real estate law agency pamphlet, which is here. And again, I do this in a quick 3-minute video. It's to the point. I actually have an example video I could tell you guys later where I could show you, could watch it. But I just cover some key points. And then I tell them that you're going to sign a buyer agency agreement before we look at houses.
Oh.
Again, everyone watches it. And
Okay.
now this is all pretty basic stuff when it comes to like automation. Maybe not the automated buyer consultation, but that video is you know, it's 2 emails and a text message that are going out, right? And again, any buyer that goes into the appointment set pipeline gets this automation. Now, Chime not too long ago added Zapier as one of their smart plan options. And 3 hours before, now this is when you get really creative with Zapier. So once I schedule an appointment with the lead, I add their like appointment inside of Chime. So, you know, you have this calendar right here where you can add the appointment inside of Chime. What you can do with Zapier is you can have it connect with your Chime calendar. So 3 hours before an appointment, Zapier triggers a tag to it's this tag. So 3 hours before an appointment, Zapier is going to add this tag to this lead's profile, which will then trigger excuse me, this new smart plan. Now it's short, it's one Zapier task and an auto text. And this sends out a DocuSign agreement. So you need a DocuSign account or some sort of signing software that works with Zapier. I wish Authentisign did, but it doesn't. And it sends out a DocuSign agreement for my state-specific buyer agency agreement that then has them fill it out. Now it also sends out a text saying, hey, John, I just sent you an email with that buyer agency agreement that I mentioned earlier. So it's referring to the video I'm talking about. Please take a look at it inside when you get the chance. Please note, I'll need you to sign it before we start looking at properties. Let me know if you have any questions. Tommy the Realtor. Now, I get about 90% off the bat, just sign this. Now, I'd say about 85 sign it right away, 5% sign it like after we look at the house, and then 10% fire me. but that 10% was never going to fire me anyway. And what I'm getting to, Tristan, is this has been able to double my lead conversion from when I meet the clients. So instead of closing out of 1 out of 5 like I was before, it's now about 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3. So every 1 or 2, 3 people I meet, they're buying a house from me. Because they think I'm their realtor. They know I'm their realtor. They want to work with me. They have this expectation, and I'm setting this expectation as I should as a professional, that I am your realtor. I am working for you. If you decide to go with someone else, that's fine. Just let me know you decided to go in a different direction. That's totally fine, which one person did, and that's totally fine. Just let me know. But this puts me in front as the expert. And again, with the Chime and the calendar integration, there's some really creative stuff you can get there. And I do some other stuff too, like after the appointment's set, or like after the 2 hours after the appointment's been conducted, I then use that calendar Zapier task to then move them to my active clients pipeline. Also, once they sign that buyer agency agreement, I then collect their home address too, because in that agreement, they have to fill out some additional information. So I grab extra information from them, which I then also zap to the lead, because then I can start sending a mail too, if I wanted to. So again, just the smart plans, Zapier integration, you can do some really, really cool advanced stuff here. And, I got some really good ideas in the coming future, but this is just the one I really want to share with you guys today.
Tommy, can we take a look at the video that you sent out, the first one? I want to kind of just see that so we can take a look at what it says, how you prompt them, because I'd love to have people understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love how you set everything up to where you just have to move them through the pipeline. So it's not like you have to go apply any smart plan that's already been created. It's just a simple, once you move into appointment, then it just gets sent out. Like, that's awesome. Really probably simplifies your time there.
It does. And a lot of the times I don't even move them through the pipeline. Chime just does it for me. Right. So a lot of time people are scheduling their own appointments, like their own showing appointments, or through Zillow, or I really push buyer consultations. So a lot of people schedule their own consultations. And they, you can use automation to just move them through the pipeline system, which it's really fun because I rarely ever do it. Sometimes I have to, but yeah. So this is the video. I'm hoping everyone can see and hear it, but I'll go ahead and play it. Hey, Tommy the Realtor here. I very much so look forward to working with you and helping you on your home search journey. But before we meet, I got 3 very important things that we do need to discuss before we meet. Don't worry, there's going to be a quiz at the end of this video. Just kidding. There's not actually going to be a quiz. Now, first things first.
I love that.
Now, as you know, the housing market's a little bit chaotic right now, and things are constantly changing almost on a daily basis. So in about 2 minutes, I'm going to be sending you an email with a current real estate video on the housing market, so you can familiarize yourself with what's going on in the housing market and what you need to do to prepare yourself, whether or not it is a good time to buy or not. The second thing we need to go over is how buying a house works. Now, I know it's common for people to think of realtors as overpaid door openers, and admittedly, some of us are overpaid door openers, but opening doors and showing houses is really only about 2% of what realtors do. The other 98% of the time, we are providing legal representation in the sale of real estate, either to the buyer or the seller. This usually includes things like navigating contract law, complex negotiations, escrow, appraisals, inspections, and other hurdles that may come up along the way, like protecting our clients from either the buyer or the seller trying to pull a fast one on you by, say, replacing the $4,000 refrigerator with a cheap $1,000 one, which, yes, just happened to one of my clients last week. But you don't need to be worrying about that, because I'm going to be taking care of all the complicated stuff for you. All we need to do is talk about your home goals and come up with a plan for achieving them. And then, of course, I'll then advise you on all the complicated stuff that comes up along the way as we move forward with helping you buy a house. The last thing we need to talk about is what it's like working with me. In order to provide my clients the highest possible service, I can really only work with about 5 or 6 clients at a time, which means if you're watching this video, I probably have 1 or 2 spots available. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video because I wouldn't have any spots available. All I ask is that if you do decide to work with a different realtor, that you let me know so I can spend more of my time helping my other clients. Now, of course, if we do work together, you're welcome to call or text me or email me anytime you like. Just note that if it's after business hours, I might not get back to you until the next business day. just because if it's not urgent, I gotta spend time with my wife and my family. But if it is urgent, I will get back to you immediately. But that said, please don't feel like you can't message me or email me or call me anytime you like. Also, when we work together, I'm happy to show you any houses that are for sale, whether they're on market or off market. And of course, when we do make offers on houses, I will provide full home value reports so you know the true value of the house. Note, they take me a couple hours to make, so I'm not going to make them for every house that we look at. But when you do decide to make an offer on a house, I will make you that full report so we know that we're not overpaying on any houses. And of course, I'll help you through the whole negotiation offer writing process. I'll basically just do all the work for you. And yes, that includes things like inspections, appraisals, escrow, and all those things, as well as all the other complicated things that we talked about earlier. Lastly, before we start looking at houses and officially working together, Washington State requires me to give you this pamphlet on the law of real estate agency, as well as a real estate agency agreement to sign. Basically, what it says is I'm going to be a realtor, that I'm going to be helping you buy a house, that I'm legally required to have your best interest at heart, that'll represent you in the real estate transaction and not the seller, that'll keep anything you tell me confidential, and of course disclose all material facts, like whether the roof is leaking or something like that, and provide expert legal recommendations. Of course, if you have any questions about this, I'm happy to talk to you about it when we meet in person. With that said, I look forward to working with you. You should also have that real estate market video update in your inbox right now. Otherwise, my name's Tommy Mutchler. I look forward to meeting with you and helping you find your next home. That's it.
Dude, I loved it. Thank you for taking us through that, because it gives us an idea of what this looks like. Great editing. You have humor, which I love, by the way. And I love the jump cuts. You kept me engaged by going back and forth, back and forth. You made me laugh a couple of times, a few times, which I love that. I liked that. So let's see what we got. Bryce says the video is gold. Yes, great example of what you can do as well, so that you can set this up. Tommy, how often are you changing this video? Is it every 6 months, every year? Never?
I haven't touched this video since April.
Okay.
So this video's been up since
maybe
April.
once a year?
Maybe once a
You're
year.
thinking
And I
maybe once a
designed
year?
it. Yeah, and I designed it to be evergreen, as you can kind of tell. I'll probably change it in the next year or so, just update it if I need to. But yeah. And I was gonna tell you, Tristan, if anyone wants this script, if you guys want this exact script and a copy of this video, I have a free course on how to use the Chime CRM and like my copy and paste automation, like for everything, way more than we talked about today. Also, I don't normally do this, but for anyone that signs up for it, I will include this exact copy of this script, as well as this video for anyone that wants to reference. I don't know if that would be a value to anyone, but yeah.
I think that's a great idea, dude. How do people get it? Do they text you? Do they email you? Do you send it to us? We'll send it out. How do we get a hold of you?
Great. I got a website called thelazyagent.com. Go to thelazyagent.com. There's a free Chime CRM course. Just click on that and sign up, and I will make sure to get it to you in the next day or two. Of course, if it decides to load, literally just right here, free Chime course. You'll have to give me your email, and I'll give you a copy of that video and that script as well, just so you have it for reference.
There you go. I'm going to put it in there. The Lazy Agent. I did put the right link, right? Yeah, I did. All right. So the Lazy Agent. Then you've got courses, free Chime course. Check that out, Trenton. I like it, man.
I don't have a ton of follow-up campaigns, like 30 of them and smart plans like you could just have and take that are unique that I've been using. Yeah.
I like that. Good job. All right. So what are you working on for 2023 that you're going to add? Like, you've got the buyer agency down. What else are you going to add that's automated, maybe with video? What does that look like?
Great question. What I'm really building out is my screen's not still sharing, is it?
No, it's not anymore.
No worries.
But
So what I'm building out now is more video creation for setting expectations and converting more leads into appointments. So an example is when leads come in, I want to create more videos on like, hey, if you're a seller whether they come in or maybe like they get triggered from like a reevaluate. I don't know if you guys are familiar with reevaluate, that uses like metadata
Yep.
to like delete a lead score. Use some sort of trigger to then start sending out more automation, like, hey, if you're thinking about selling, here's how to sell your house for $50,000 more, and have it be like a quick 20-30 minute webinar on everything you need to do to sell your house for more. And underneath that video, have a call to action to book a quick consultation call with me. So my next process now for really building out is building out the automation for scheduling more appointments. Right now, a lot of my automation is very text, a little bit of video based. It's very text based for like, hey, how's the home search going? You want to check out any homes this weekend? Would you like to talk about your home goals? And then that automation works pretty well. But I think I could really get those numbers up by giving tremendous value first. And that value needs to be more than just lists of homes and things like that. So like I could send out a video, like a 5-minute video. Hey, John, I don't think you should buy a home right now, and here's why. And then I'll send them the video. Maybe it's 5 minutes long. And then underneath it would be a call to action in the form of like a calendar link or the Chime website link to book a time to talk with me, and I'll give them like 5 reasons why you shouldn't. How to sell your house for more money in a falling market, like very catchy, YouTube-y, not clickbait, because it's not fake, but like very clickable titles that are videos, that are short videos, some long videos that basically puts me front of mind, that gives tremendous value and builds trust with people. That's really what I want to do is, and I kind of run the Lazy Agent the same way as my real estate business. And that's just give so much freaking value that people feel obligated to work with me. Just give. Like, I don't think you should buy a house right now. If I told someone that, I'm probably going to build a lot of trust with them, and I'll talk about all the reasons why maybe you shouldn't. But ultimately, at the end of the day, whether you should buy a house or not really depends on your unique situation. And if you want to dive deeper into that, let's talk. How to sell your house for $50,000 more. I think that's a good realistic number for a lot of people. That doesn't sound too outrageous. Clean the damn house. Use professional staging. Hire a good realtor. You don't have to hire me. Just hire a really good realtor that knows what they're doing. And make sure they have these marketing things. Because let's be real, most of us are the same. Well, the top 5% are the same, right? The best of the best are the same. And I notice I've told people, like, go interview other agents, like at listing appointments. Like people said, like, I've had clients ask me, why should I work with you? Why shouldn't I go with someone else? I'm like, go interview other agents. Like, I'm not going to have you sign this today. Don't sign this agreement. Go interview other agents. And I think when you do stuff like that, like you actually give people real, genuine help. Like you really have their best interests first. I think they're going to trust you and want to work with you. And I think I could do that through more video. Because if you start sending out spammy texts all the time, if they're not, and I do, because they do work, but I think there's a higher.
That's funny. You're like, don't send spammy texts, but I do. Hold on.
Well, they work, but I think they're not going to work in the next 5 years. I think, I mean, look on iPhones, they have a report this text message button,
I report those all day, dude. I'm like, oh, another one. Trenton, stop sending me spammy texts, okay?
They work. You respond. So it's great.
I know. Tommy, are we going to get spammy texts from you? Hold on. Damn it. I just signed up for your crap. Am I going to?
Yes.
Am I
I'm
going
going
to
to
get
spam
spammy?
the crap out of you. Especially all the
I
texts
love it.
for all the emails I just got.
At least I'll learn how to do it.
No, I don't like spam. I send it just a little bit to the real estate leads just because it works, but I'm give value first, man. Like, I know people, that's kind of like what the hell does that mean? Like, give value. I think it's reverse engineering. What do people actually want to consume, and really identifying your key audience? Is it first time buyers? Is it people moving around out of state? Like for me, it's people moving out of state who are 35, have 2 kids or a dog, working in tech or sales. That's my ideal clientele, and I make content for them.
I love that.
I'm curious, with all your videos, are you sending videos in your first initial text when those get sent out, or maybe through like your first email when introducing yourself?
I was doing BombBomb videos. I am not doing that anymore. I do want to. I do want to. So most of my lead gen is three. Actually, it's four. It's YouTube videos, Zillow leads, and Sphere. And then just my website generates a lot of leads for whatever reason. So really the first, for the YouTube leads and the Zillow leads, YouTube leads already know me. They've already watched a bunch of my leads or videos. I just make organic videos. People watch them. It's probably been about half of my business this year has been YouTube leads. Zillow leads, I talk to them on the phone, and then they get, because I usually set the appointment right away, they get that video I just showed you guys right away. Sphere, if it's a Sphere referral or a Sphere friend, I just call them right away and they always answer. And I usually book a consultation right away. And then if it's website stuff, I don't have anything yet, but I need to. Those are there's other, I'm sure I could send out some sort of introduction video depending on the lead source. I just don't generate that many leads from that many different sources. If I do an open house, which I don't do a lot of, I'll do like a video text, a custom video text for every lead. But that's it. Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that a lot. All right,
I would like to, though. I would like to build out those videos.
Well, that's a good goal for 2023, man. You know what I would love, and then I'll let you go. If you're in Washington, right? I remember state of Washington, or no? Are you okay?
State of Washington.
And what area in Washington?
Bellingham, Washington, literally the tippy top corner of the United States.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I've been there. You guys have an amazing coffee shop on the beach, that park.
Oh yeah, it's in a lot of my videos. It's the Woods Coffee.
That's the place. Oh, damn, I love that place. All right. So what you could do is, like, as you bring in people from, let's say, Chime, Google PPC, or Chime, Facebook ads, and they're in different areas, you could probably, through Zapier, depending on the tag based on area, you could send out a video and say, hey, look, I know you're interested in this area. It takes a while to build this out, though, but have these videos that kind of showcase the area, the history, like for a minute, and then tell them what makes you different. I think a lot of people can connect with something like that, because I don't even know some of the areas over here where I live. I'm like, I have no history. But anyway, 2023, dude, you got a lot of good work there, man.
2023 is all about video for me. Literally 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. is video creation.
Wow.
That's all it is. I've gone hard in on YouTube this last year. I've made a ton of money selling real estate with that, generating content about Bellingham. It's all about what it's like living here, moving here, the pros and cons of here, different neighborhoods, this city versus that city, why you shouldn't move here. And I'm really going to go hard in on that, because I really think I can do $1 million next year in commission.
Nice.
I did 332 this year. I really think I could triple it next year if I go all in on video, because those are just the best clients. They're just absolutely the best. I've already done the numbers for every 20. I think it's every 2,800 views I get one deal. Every 400 views I get a lead. So I got the numbers down. I'm just going to make 104 videos next year, and I think I'm going to make $1 million doing that.
I love that. And then we'll have you back.
Then you'll have me back, and then you'll be like, where's the $1 million?
And you're like, I spent it all on video gear. And I'm like, good job. Good.
Probably bought a nicer camera to put on the shelf that I won't use.
Oh, it's good. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Happy New Year. If we don't see you, or we'll see you next year, next week. Tommy, thanks for doing this, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.